Yeah, I think I joined Google in early 2004, and when I joined, Google had about 2,000 employees, and it was a great company, amazing company, and I mean, like, I gave like awful lots of credits to the founders like Larry Page and Sergey Brin to build such a strong culture company to still maintain the startup kind of like culture and the mentality, even when you get to 2,000 people, because it's not a small number. And when I joined in, they really did not have a project for me. They kind of like, hey, like we have the web search, we have image search, and we think video is gonna be becoming like the next thing. Why don't we do something about it? And in fact, we actually tried multiple projects in the beginning. Like Google Video was not the first project. Right. So the first project was, I don't know if people remember, we digitized some of the TV content, and we extract the thumbnails and the caption on it. So we actually be able to build a search engine on some of the TV content. Wow. And unfortunately, due to the copyright and all the DMCA, then we could not launch the product. And so we start thinking about like what else can we do. And so we actually launched a user-generated kind of site. It's very similar to YouTube. We also launched a premium content. So we work with, I think one of the first partners was Charlie Rose. So we got his content and we make it available. People can download to the desktop. And
was it mid 2005 or?
I think it's like 2005, 2006. Like early 2006. Like that's when we launched the Google Store or the video store in CES. And so that was some of the exciting times. As you can see, like we're actually building like different kind of products like based on what we learn from the customers. And of course, like we fail a few times along the way. And when Google acquired YouTube, the rest becomes history. And YouTube brings a lot of eyeballs. They brought in a lot of traffic. The only slight problem is like there was no mechanism in place for like generating the revenue. As you understand, the cost of streaming and uploading and serving the video is extremely expensive. So we're trying to figure out a way on how we can basically break even the system.
Yeah. So when you were like early 2006, YouTube was gaining popularity, but was still not part of Google. What do you think was the driving force behind kind of YouTube's success back? Was it the early like first mover advantage, or was it a flash? Like, what do you think?
I think that the multiple things, right? I mean, like the first thing is like the internet or the bandwidth becomes more and more available. Like the market is getting to become more mature, right? That's one thing. And that could not have been done like 10 years ago. And in fact, I think like Silicon Graphics tried to do it like at some point like maybe late 1990s. And it was very, very expensive. Like the pricing and the cost effectiveness is just not there. So that's one thing. The second thing is like, if you remember back in those days, like YouTube was one of the, you know, kind of like hundreds, if not like many video startups.
Dailymotion was very
Dailymotion was like in France was also one of the very, very popular website. Vimeo is another one. I believe like you guys are using Vimeo.
Yep.
And it's just they cater different demographics. But back in the old days, it was like a lot of competitions. I think the team did an amazing work. Like I think Steve and Chad, like they led a very good team. Like they were some of the ex-PayPal folks, like very, very smart people. And they built a platform that allows very, very scalable way of serving and uploading like videos in a cheap way without breaking the bank, like before they get acquired. And on top of that, I also believe in the beginning, because they accept like all kinds of content, so that really enhanced the virality of the content. And whereas Google was very like kind of like strict on the content policy.
Right. You made sure that you have partnerships with us.
Exactly. We make sure that like we talk to like those companies or content producers, and we really want to follow the protocols and the rules so that we can bring those like content to our users.
That makes sense.
But I think it's the timing, it's the market, it's the infrastructure, it's also the people that have like the appetite. Now, like watching video is becoming actually a lot easier.
Right.